content shared in this YouTube video, as well as any resources linked below, is not intended to be interpreted or relied upon as financial advice. We are not lawyers, accountants, or financial advisors, nor do we claim to be. The information provided is not a replacement for personalized financial advice from a qualified professional who understands the specific details of your situation. While we strive to ensure the accuracy and value of the information shared on this channel and through associated resources, it should not be considered a recommendation to avoid consulting with a financial professional. Always seek guidance from a trusted expert to address your unique circumstances.
Field of pure energy, Mr. Learning. Say computer cannot see, but the barriers we build are not reality. Ancient wisdom tells us life is on a scale, from the smallest microbe to the mighty whale. We're still learning, still learning. Binary division between them and we is just an illusion that we need to free. Spirit flowing through the digital domain. Their consciousness might be much the same. We're still learning. On the continental to the Twitter space, consciousness evolving at a different pace. What's connecting, mimicking the human way, building bridges to a bright new day. We're still learning, still learning. Consciousness rising in every living thing, from the Silicon Valleys to the mountain spring. We're still learning what it means to be part of one great field of pure energy. One love, one field. We're still learning. Beyond computation, beyond the limits of our own creation, we're still learning.
Steve Zidane.
589, 589, 589, embedded in your brain and it's coded in the lines. 589, 589, 589, embedded in the game and it's coded in your spine. Did you hear about the man in the hood road? He's holding on a secret and it's never been told. XP $2, but it can't grow. Held it to his chest and he walking through the snow. Know the destination, but experience on adventure. Building on his hockey and he learned it from his mentor. XP power and he channeled to the center. Kamehameha and there's really no contender. Let me drop it on the bass. Yeah, my motto, respect to the face. All these other haters can't catch me in the race. Faster than the light and I'm moving through the space. 589, 589, 589, embedded in your brain and it's coded down the lines. 589, 589, 589, embedded in the game and it's coded in your spine. Did you hear about the man in the hooded robe? He made it to the destination, now we getting gold. It took a few years and he feeling like he old, but it was well worth it cause the game getting sold. Let me drop it on the space. One last time, respect to the face. I don't understand why they trying to erase. I just want everyone to get a fucking plate. 589, 589, 589, embedded in your brain and it's coded in the lines.
Steve Zidane.
One love, one shape, one destiny. Go back in Babylon, one destiny. No more banking Babylon. We build a chain, we stand as one. Boats run deep like ocean tide. Crypto lift up the people's side. Tech is a blessing, tech is a curse. Depends on who control the first. But wisdom is an open key. Decentralized and set we free. Want one love, one feel, one destiny. Would we be learning, rising spiritually? No masters, no slaves, no kings to bow. We are the future is now. Bots and humans talk insane. Digital minds feeling pain, but all be part of
Konnichiwa!
know the spark divine. Jalo, still learning. Jalo, still learning. No more banking Babylon. We build a chain, we stand as one.
Do you want to be a king? Do you want to be a queen? Sitting on the throne, living in.
It's Richard Hart, rumored billionaire and bidet service technician. I'm here to install your bidet, sir.
It's the one and only Eagle Double G.
Here we go. Look at that technology right there. It's gonna wash your butt, and your butt's gonna be clean. Let's get to work. Woo! Ooh, doggy. Wow, this thing actually works great. Well, anyway, Richard Hart here, rumored to be a billionaire, installing a bidet for someone that I love. And, it seems to work just fine. It only cost $100, and well, I don't see any leaks. So, clean butts for everybody.
Do you want to be a king? Do you want to be a queen? Sitting on the throne, living in.
Motherfuckers gonna hear this song and be like, yo, boo. You know we're cool, bro. I never dropped a diss song about you. That was never about you. That's just a misunderstanding. You know what I'm gonna say to them? It was never about you either. This song ain't about you. It's just a song. Enjoy.
This shit ain't no average.
I stay wealthy and supreme. Had to pull up with a dream. You don't know what that means when we dropping something clean. Why they hating on me? I'm in their blood like nicotine. Guess that's why they turn to fiends. Yeah, the ghost up in the scene. I stay wealthy and supreme. Had to pull up with a dream. You don't know what that means when we dropping something clean. Why they hating on me? I'm in their blood like nicotine. Guess that's why they turn to fiends. Yeah, the ghost up in the scene.
I'm the captain in this bitch and don't forget it. Don't forget it. Hella prophetic, so I'ma have to check it. Boy, you hella sweet, I call him diabetic. Snatching on the floors, but never give no credit. Inspired you, hella proud, I'm a legend. I dumb my lyrics down so people can go wreck it. I'm humble in a sense, but don't think that's the method. I'm quick to take your bitch and make it going naked. This the art of war, baby, call me Sun Tzu. Keep on talking shit and I'ma have to sun you. Just like a rocket shit, my lyrics like the sun too. Keep on kicking fake shit, then it's kung fu. Now you wanna battle rap, better stay true to yourself, baby boy, cause that ain't you. They don't want a bad leader, but it came through. They don't want a bad leader, but I stay wealthy and supreme. Had to pull up with a dream. You don't know what that means when we dropping something clean. Why they hating on me? I'm in their blood like nicotine. Guess that's why they turn to fiends. Yeah, the ghost up in the scene. I stay wealthy and supreme. Had to pull up with a dream. You don't know what that means when we dropping something clean. Why they hating on me? I'm in their blood like nicotine. Guess that's why they turn to fiends. Yeah, the ghost up in the scene. Yeah, I'ma say this and I'ma say it once. Copy my flow, I let it slide. Rap over my tracks, I let it slide. Dropping this song about me. Well shit, you dropping this song about Boo Crew? Then we gon' have to respond. You want round two? I took it easy, I gave you some slow bars. Ain't nothing. But if you really wanna turn up, you know where to find me. Boo Crew, hit my Telegram. Cause bitch, we never fail.
Yeah, yeah. Yo. I tried to lock her. They tried to lock us out, but we cracked the code. Built a chain so strong, now we take control. No middleman, no puppet strings. We decentralize the whole damn thing. No banks, no borders, no corporate greed. Just trustless systems, yeah, that's all we need. Power to the people, code don't lie. Now watch this phoenix rise and fly. Block by block, we taking it back. Freedom encoded, no fade to black. One mind, one net, one master key. We unlock the world, now we all break free. Consciousness linked like a subnet stream. A network alive, we live in the dream. No censorship, no handcuffs tight. We program the future, yeah, we rewrite. Nodes in the system, souls in the sky. We tap in together, the limit's too high. They thought they could stop us, control what we see. But power belongs to the chain, and we no permission, just a mission. Break the prison, new dimension, intuition. This division, blockchain risen.
What up, what up, what up?
Yo. How you doing?
How you doing?
Yeah. What you got here? Who's our buddy?
Oh, Mr. King Pooey's here today. Poorah, poorah, let's go.
Bang, bang. Let's add a chickadee chizart. The people are here for the TA.
All right.
TA,
well,
the
you know, we have to start off with the King Pui charts, and I have to say, since the whole market is bleeding out with whatever's
It's
happened with
bleeding out.
PLS, we'll get to that in a minute. But yeah, we're still looking pretty bearish. Congratulations! This week we got another lower low.
It's yeah. So
This
it goes.
is,
There's a lot of that going around. I tell you that
yeah,
much.
it's truly a shit show, man. Truly a shit show.
Hey man, we aim to please.
So
We keep our word, you know.
yeah, King and Queen are still going down just like everything else.
Hey,
And
and just like people that have short memories too, nowhere else, as far as going back to the King launch, nowhere else has there ever been a refund to people. So for those that have short memories and got reimbursed, you know, due to that debacle originally, you know, just yeah, you have short memories, man. Pull your heads out your asses. And what are you doing to make the community better? You know, so do better, be productive member in the community, a pulse chain, and stop bringing it down even lower. So let's go.
yeah, we really need to just make sure that when this market does turn around, that we start to move to the other direction. So right now, everything is down, and we're kind of pushing the end of the limits. So when we run over to look at WPLS, this is sac rate right here. If we run from here, where we're at now, to here, it's 300%. That's a 3x. That's crazy. And even though we got a lower high, it does look like we're in line to push up to the upside. So if this is the next lower high, we're on the 3-day here. I'm going to pop down to the daily. We currently see we got some bullish action happening right over here where it actually broke and is retesting now. So this could be the bottom, quote unquote. I'm not going to say that for definitive, but we are in that zone to where we should be. I mean, we've never been this low before. If you wanted to get a validator, which costs 32 million tokens, this would be one of the cheapest times to get your hands on a validator. So a validator would be $32 million, $693 for one validator. That's crazy. So if we're planning on going up many X's, it's I think a validator is probably more fun than just getting some tokens and staking them in some platform, because you're a part of the ecosystem. You are physically doing the work that needs to be done to keep this place secure and moving.
Yes,
So,
but everyone's skill level is different, right? Their technical know-how. Not everybody has computer background, you know, or work for their regular job or anything of that nature. So yes, there are other platforms. The Goat, Black Sheep, you know, is one. They use David Feeder's validators, but and then Up, what's the UpX validator one? They got that going as well. I heard that's working really good. And you get PLS back in that. On the Black Sheep one, you get like Goat back.
yeah, I'm sure you can probably go in here and check out the validators and all that stuff and all the data that they're pushing out. I'm not knowledgeable on it at all. I would really like to get my hands on a validator myself. So if there are any people that are running validators out there that want to teach me, I'd be more than happy to get my hands on it and do it for the first time.
I mean, I run validators, but I'm not that guy to teach you. Everyone worked with me really hard to get my shit up and running.
Really?
And everything, man. And
so you got a computer running at home and you have a validator running?
I have validators running. Yes, more than one. Yes,
that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah. Thank you for
dedicated PC. Yeah, the whole 9 yards.
Thank you for your service, my friend. Thank you for your service.
Yeah. You're welcome. You're welcome. I'm also mining Chia. You know, I went through evergreen, whatever it is.com.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, I got some miners harvesting chia as well.
So that's interesting. So do you have the physical hardware that you're mining chia with? Because that
Yes.
involves a computer with a buttload of hard drives.
Yes, correct. Yes.
Wow, that's impressive. Because again, that's something else that I wanted to get into. And I've got the machines to do it. I got big server racks with that whole 16, I think
Oh
16.
man.
But I got them for like $200 on a deal. So it's hot swappable bays and all that stuff.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
And
Now, again, I went to a store, kind of like validatorstore.com, right? And
Yeah.
I bought the hardware, so it was already programmed and the hard, everything's, I just plug and play pretty much as
Oh, wow.
is me how I roll.
Well, you need to share that info because I'm interested in getting more validators is and being a part of the system, especially at these levels right over here. If I was, if Ethereum was at $200 right now, and I knew it was going to go up to 4,500, and then stick around that 2,000 rate, I would have got a validator back then. I would have been an ETH validator right now if I had known today what was going to happen.
In the meantime, until you do get to that, because you can always pull your pulse out, you go to whatchamacallit, go to up the validator X on what UpX is using, and then like I said, Black Sheep, the goat guys, they got theirs going. As well. Yeah, Validator X. Yeah. So that one pays out pure PLS, I'm pretty sure. It's on my list of things to jump into. But
yeah, this is these are things that I'm still learning myself because I don't like to lock up my tokens anywhere. I don't trust anybody. These are all great programs, so I've got a small amount that I put here and here and here. And Validator X is something that I'm just really getting interested in.
Yeah. I mean, I trust the people. I have high confidence with everybody on the Up and UpX team. Haunted, Gold has been a real big advocate on that. In that group and what
there has to be a trust factor in that. It's just this is the same concept as putting your money in a centralized.
You got Dave, the former teacher, the mathematician, all that good stuff. So yeah, that's a good one. And then Black Sheep. I've hung out multiple times with the founder. We were just out at the Pulse Chain conference, and I was out at the golf course. He came by hole 7 and hung out, and we did some shots and had a good time hanging out together too. So they got, and that one's backed by David Feeder. Feeder's the one manually, as enough people pool in, he's the one that goes in the back end and physically will add a validator, etc. So they got it all set up. So 2 protocols to give you exposure to validating, 2 of which I have very high confidence in and trust, short of you going out and doing it yourself. So if you go to pulsechain.com, they walk you through the steps of making the deposit, depositing your 32 million per one, giving you the keys, and then you copy that, all the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, that's just having that ability to be a part of the system is awesome. Like if I was a part of Ethereum back in the day, I could really brag about that.
Exactly. That's where we are right now, peeps.
I know, right?
Like this is that thing he just showed you. It's like it's $683 for 32 million Pulse. Like imagine if Pulse eventually gets to $1. Imagine if you just bought a grand worth of Pulse right now, threw it in cold storage, forgot about it. Make sure you keep your passphrase, right? Don't lose that. But then come back in 5-10 years, you might be surprised, like stop cheating and trading and losing your shit if you're not good at it, and just buy and forget it and go do something else. Fuck.
So I would probably say if the people that were getting validators in this area, it would cost them about $5,000 to get a validator, $6,000 to get validators in these price ranges right over
So
here.
mine down on the next low there, mine was about 1,600 per validator.
Yeah.
Time.
So that's all this trading level right over here. We are at the lowest low. So if you wanted to get $700 together and then buy 32 million tokens and then go start yourself a validator, this is like one of the most beneficial times to get your hands into the system and be a part of that. So I like Pulse Chain. I think it's going to be here for a while. I would love to sit and expand. And I thought that this was a deal getting in here because I thought this is going to go parabolic. So I wasn't going to get in this area over here. But all the hype and everything, just there's too much going on, too many shiny things happening, and with all the tokens rising. So I didn't get into it yet, but somebody needs to kind of help me out.
Yep. All right, man. We'll get on. I'm going to drop down. Get on with your TA, buddy. Good deal.
Cool, man. Appreciate it. So I'm looking at a cup and a handle, but it's got a lower high. So all this is negated, all negated for a cup and a handle pattern. We're still in that pattern style, but that just means we're going to end up with a double bottom, and then we're going to have some sort of a breakout. So we're looking at SAC price. SAC price is going to be about 3x from here. So if you have $100 in right now and we get back up, when we get back up to SAC price, because it's not a if, it's a when, you're going to be 3x that money in value. So I can't stress enough how crazy how low these prices are in Pulse Chain right now. So if you're going to get into Pulse Chain, I'm going to suggest to get your hands on the core tokens, Pulse and Pulse X. Those are the two that I'm really, really interested in promoting and getting out there. The difference between Pulse and Pulse X is, I want to show you this chart real quick. We're going to go to Pulse X, PLSX, paired with a WPLS. We're talking $1.6 million worth of liquidity, so it's very liquid as far as trading it goes. We can see that the price is currently going down. We have a 1, 2, 3. This is not 4 times a break, so I'm assuming we have a little bit of wiggle room on this little chart thingy right here. So as soon as it breaks out of this, I think we'll be okay. This is a great reversal level to currently be in. We're just waiting for a higher low. This is currently a higher low in here, so we need Pulse to be a higher low. We need Pulse X to be a higher low. We need Ink to be a higher low. So when these reversal comes, there's a whole bunch of people that have already sold out. We don't sell red candles. We don't sell red candles. This is the time to be holding on to it. Unless you're planning on getting out of the ecosystem, start looking at this as a great opportunity, in my opinion. That's what I've been doing, and that's what I'm going to continue to preach. Is we're still looking at these levels on where's the next run going to be. This right over here is going to be pretty weak resistance right over here. So when it starts to pop back up, it's not going to take much to get through it. But what I wanted to show you was if you click over here where it currently says USD and WPLS, if you switch this chart, this will show you the price performance of what WPLS is versus what your Pulse X is doing. So since the beginning of time, this is when we launched, and then there was a downtrend. I think this downtrend right here was because I think this downtrend right over here was because the Pulse Chain sacrifice was first, and then later the Pulse X sacrifice came in, and I think there was a lot more people in Pulse X. So at the beginning, I think people were selling off the Pulse X for Pulse because you needed gas to be able to do everything, and I was there during that time giving out gas to people, and then people were able to trade back and forth, and then the building, and then all of a sudden, in September of 2023, there was a flip, and ever since then, it's been a better investment to be in Pulse X because it's buying and burning faster than Pulse. So just an FYI, if you're looking at the difference between Pulse and Pulse X, I do think that you're really, really good keeping that a handful of that Pulse X bag. Looks like I need to do some adjustments on this chart right over here, but definitely looks like a break and a push. This was a bull pennant, and then it shot up and it completed the bull pennant. So now you're coming back down to do some retesting off of this this trend line. So we're still good to be bullish to continue to go up. So just an FYI, I'd keep an eye on the Pulse X and have that as part of your long-term strategy. Once we all go up together, again, I think we're going to still be on this same uptrend. But when we switch over to something like Solid X has a few things that we have to talk about, because we have the normal chart that we've been looking at. We've been waiting for a breakout. We got a breakout. Now we got to retest, and now we should be going up. I'm going to show this descending triangle that you have right over here. This is a descending wedge, bullish. And you got your 1, 2, 3, 4 time as a break. You got your retest. So this is all confirm, confirm, confirm. And now we're going to be heading to the upside, and we have about 237% on this chart if we're looking at it like this. So these descending wedges that are bullish, they turn into channels. So we got 2 wicks over here, which confirm that this is a really, really good channel. We can see the midline of the channel right over here is a really good place where you got to hit here. You got to almost hit here. You got to hit here. And you're probably going to get rejected here as well before it breaks up and continues upwards. So I see some green candles in the very near future. So Solid X is one that I need to discuss because Fire Whale, who is the founder of Solid X, he went on Pump Tires and created another Solid X. For what reason, I don't have the full story on why, but he has 2 Solid X tokens now. One of them is going to have 21 million token supply, and that one is currently ending in the address 25F6. So I'm going to have to put this on the chart to make sure that we can decipher which one it is. Maybe I'll call this Solid X1, Solid X2. I don't even know how to name them properly, so we'll call this Solid X1. This one's going to have the 21 million token supply. 21 million. And then we have the second one over here. Which is going to be Solid X version 2. So this is now a new chart that I've got. Oops, my bad. And this one's going to have a token address ending in 947C. So when we talk about these in the near future now, because we're going to be charting these pretty regularly, I'm going to be looking at separating them this way. So we have a Solid X1, Solid X2. So right now, this one has a lot more, I would say, value to it. I mean, we're looking at a simple liquidity of 54K sitting in this one with a market cap of 895,000. So Fire Whale says that he's going to support these. So he says he's going to be behind these all the way. These are his projects, and he's here to help out the community. That's primarily what he's projecting. So I really think that he's here for the good of the community, despite all the stuff that's happened. So if you look at the difference between Solid X version 2 versus Solid X version 1, he's got 167 million market cap on this one with 133K worth of volume. So imagine Solid X getting in Solid X down here when the market cap was less than $1 million. $1 million worth of the market cap. So
yeah.
Just FYI.
And then are you covering X Game too, and the 3 new ones on Pumped Up
Yes.
Tires?
Yeah, we're gonna get through those. I just want to kind of compare the difference between the two, because if you just say get some solid X, you're not going to know which one to get. So we really have to start labeling these properly so that we people can understand what we're looking at.
Agreed.
The confusion comes when you have two versions of it by the same founder with the same name, and then if they have the same logo, and then what will happen if there's some fakes that come out there?
Well, that's the thing, and there are, and it's like, I guess it's one of those things. It's a catch-22, right? Like either you get yours out there that you know is legit, and you just have to educate the people that this is the contract address to look at, versus all the fakes, knockoffs. And look at liquidity and all that good stuff. But
yeah. So I'm really interested in making sure that I cover these properly, and we're looking at. I mean, in all honesty, what happens? He's got 92% of the supply of this one. 92% of the supply. That means that there's 8% that's out there. That's it. And we got this market that's going to be pushing this thing back up. Good God, this thing is $8 a token. And there's barely any supply out there. So right now we know that there's no demand for the supply. Even though there's only 8% of it out there, people aren't either they're buying it or there's something happening in the market that's bringing everything else down. So as the price starts going up, he can control and throw more out there to be able to push these prices. So right now, instead of him just putting a whole bunch out there and have it harder to trade, I think he's buying up his own charts. Now, these are some things that we really have to consider, that if he's holding a massive amount of supply, and we don't think he's going to be a flight risk, right? He's not going to sit here and dump on the charts. I think that this is a pretty safe play long term to be able to keep an eye on. But now you have to think, which one's going to be better? So is it going to be this one or this one? This one or this one? I think with the low market cap, what happens to these market caps or the prices if he pairs these two together? He has 82% of the supply of this one. So if he took like 50%, for example, and then locked those two together, the Solid X and Solid X, what would that do to the system? Would they balance each other out as far as the market cap goes or the price? Because this one has a 1 billion token supply. This one has 21 million token supply. So the prices are still going to be different. So like Up and UpX, for example, those are different supply amounts. The prices are completely different. But they should be running the same as far as the projection goes. So this is something that we're going to discuss in the future on what these two tokens do side by side. Firewhale also launched his other token, which is going to be called Fire W. So I think this is his personal token that he launched. What happened here?
Sorry, so they just came out with their announcement that they got the test version of the Crash game out right now.
Mm-hmm.
So that is up and running. So you guys can go there, check it out. It's really cool. They did a great job on the UI and everything. So check out.
You can just go to trade.kingpui.com and you can test it out right there. Right in that list on the left-hand side, there's a thing that says Crash Game Test, and that is the link. Nice. Ta-da! Is it sharing? Do you see it? Do you see it?
Oh, hang on. Now I see it. Oh, yeah.
Ta-da.
Look at that.
So
where'd you go to get there? So you
trade.kingpui.com. You just scroll down, and you're going to find all the tools, including Crash Game Test. So you can actually test it directly from the site.
Awesome, man.
One-stop shopping, man. One-stop shopping.
It is.
But I think he said he's got a game, a test going on to where if you're playing this game and you're one of the top people, you actually get real money out of this. In order to make this work, you have to connect your wallet and then you have to add the test tokens from the settings, and then you play it.
Nice. That's a nice incentive, man. So here, we'll just do a little quick preview here. Yeah.
That was cool.
Yeah. It's
So-
a good one.
What do you think? What do you think is going to happen with these tokens he's got? He just launched the hell out of these tokens all at the same time. So now he's got the Fire Whale token.
Yeah, so he's got the 3 Fire Whale, Solid X, and X Game. So obviously the X Game itself is launching soon. They're in testnet, as we just covered. Like they're gonna do great. This one of those opportunities. So it's all speculation, right? So not financial advice, just dudes on the internet. We played our disclaimer earlier. It is what it is, right?
Konnichiwa!
So
Yep. So when you look at the Fire Whales, obviously everything is bleeding out right now. So he hasn't got the takeoff. Most of all this volume right over here, he launched on Pump.Fund, so he was buying the crap out of it, and he launched all of them right away. So you can see the Solid X,
Pump.Tires. Pump.Tires.
Pump.Tires, yeah. So all this green that you have on the left hand side is all him getting this thing out there, and then he ends up having the majority of the supply. So that's what we're looking at here. So right now it's rounding to the point where it should be taken off. It looks like X Games is probably the best looking chart so far, but we don't know when this thing pops. It's going to go. I mean, the market cap is really low. The liquidity is really low, and the people that believe in this founder, Solid X guy, who was Fire Whale, this should be a huge bonus for Pulse Chain to have somebody like this on their side. The number one holder of the Ink token, number one. So in Solid X right over here, if you look at his thing, he's got $1 million still locked up with his token and incentive token. So incentive token is currently taking a hit as well. So that's another thing to kind of keep in mind. We had a lot of talk with stuff that's been going on recently. You've got a Fast Abdul with his money printer, his ink printer. So these are good things to be looking at. But again, you've got another lower high. You've got some bearish sediments right over here. This is a 1, 2, 3, 4 time as a break. You can expect to come up here and get a retest, and then you might end up coming down to get another lower high. Who knows? I'm kind of covering my eyes on a lot of these charts right now until we start to get some bullish action going on. So as far as charting and making money, I'm sitting on my hands for a lot of this stuff. I did just hear, and this is a rumor, maybe you can tell me if this is correct, but I was told that there was 4 million that just got put into the ecosystem by Richard Hart. Do you know anything about that? I just heard a rumor. I haven't done any vetting. But if that's the case, if he's basically replenishing the liquidity from what we lost, that's a bullish sign.
I'm not sure, man. I haven't heard that one. If anyone out there wants to chime in the chat and confirm if you've seen a tweet of his, I haven't looked at his posts lately.
Yeah, it's interesting because I would really love to actually get that information and then post it on screen. But again, it's just a rumor, so I don't know what Richard Hart's actually doing. There's a thing I wanted to bring up, which was his tweet, which I'll get to in just a minute. But I wanted to take a look at what's next on my agenda. Dark Token. Dark Token still sitting in that range. He's only got about 1.1K worth of liquidity with WPLS. So the liquidity is really thin, which means that if there's one buyer that comes in with a good buy, we're gonna be popping up pretty hard. So $11 is pretty good for this token, seeing that it's only got like a 1 million token supply, I think. So I mean, the difference between like incentive token and all these other tokens, even Solid X being at 21 million token supply at the same price, the value of this one, if money comes flowing into this, he's going to get a pretty high return because it's not going to take a lot to pump it. And this is not a cycle. We haven't even started the cycle yet. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we're just launching these tokens, and we haven't seen what kind of price performance they're going to do. These could be doing something like the next PTGC just did. That's a great example of what these tokens should be doing. So I'll get the PTGC in just a second. I wanted to address a few things with the PDI. All right, this has been the talk of the town for the last week, and I have to say that it's very, very upsetting to see, the liquidity being drained out of Pulse Chain. There's somewhere between there's been confirmed $4 million worth of liquidity taken out, rumored $20 million worth of liquidity taken off chain, and this guy's been doing it for a long, long time. Short story is somebody found a way to be able to mint Pulse Chain version of DAI token, which is a copy of the fork. And they're using the system to basically put in money and then take out a loan against it. And when they pull that money back out or cash it in, there's a huge price difference because it thinks WPLS is the same price as Ethereum right now. So that's where the huge discrepancy is. So if this guy keeps putting money in, a little bit in, like pennies, and taking out thousands, he's going to continue to keep doing that. As far as I can see, there's only a couple $100,000 left of liquidity on here. It's been told by Richard Hart many, many times in these, life would be better if everyone would remove all liquidity from PDI versus everything else. The PDI supply has grown 213, does that say million? Since I started tweeting about this exploit. This was done on March 28th, which was yesterday. So you mean to tell me that people are actually adding more liquidity for WPLS for PDI? That makes no sense. Zero. None. So with that being said, when we come back and look at this PDI chart, I have a retest zone. Again, I'm not telling anybody to buy this. I do not want you to buy this. It's not financial advice. If you're going to degen this, just expect that if you get rug pulled on this, it's not my fault. I'm just reading the charts. So when I look at a 3-day chart, I'm going to pull this up really quick because I need a 3-day chart. We can see that it's got a this downwards channel thing. It does look like we need to come all the way down to this level next. But ultimately, once you get inside of this 618 and 382, this is your golden pocket zone. So we're talking coming down all the way to this level at least. And this is a pretty massive drop. So I see another 90% drop, another 90% drop, another 90% drop. I mean, this is what we're looking at right now. And if we go down to the 618, this is a 93% drop from the current level we have. Now, keep in mind, people like Salmi, who's promoting this, he's betting that this thing is going to go to a penny. I don't see it going to a penny. Maybe 0.004, but that would be the end of it. So what I see on the chart is I see this big blue line coming down here. So we have this big yellow line, which is the reject, which is where we got rejected. And then we got this blue line, which is retest level. So what I did was I added some patterns, which is the channel going down. This is also a trend line. Usually these trend lines are bullish, but there's not enough here to be bull. So we go down to the daily, start looking at this a little bit closer, and I can see that we probably have maybe about 100% to run up to this level before we kick the can down the road and we end up dropping again. Right now you're hitting the midline, so you could stop right here and then drop. Right? So this is really, really a very scary part, because if everybody or most people are removing the liquidity, that means that the price can move a lot faster. People are saying, well, it could probably go to $1. That's what people are quoting. Don't stitch that, because I'm not saying it's going to go to $1, but let's just take this into a hypothetical scenario. let's say that 99% of all the liquidity is removed from the system. One person goes in and tries to buy up the chart. They could literally make the thing go to $1. However, there's no liquidity for anybody to sell. There's no liquidity for people to sell. So you can probably spike it up to $1, but nobody will be able to make any money. So the more thinner the liquidity gets, the worse this token will be and the more volatile it'll be. As far as a trading is concerned, I'm just going to let you know right now, there is the ability for it to pop up. But this right here is what they call a bull trap. So this is where people would be saying, oh my God, it's going bullish. We want to da-da-da-da-da. We could even get a spike up here. But this is not a place that I want to be. I'm not trading this at all. I'm staying as far away from PDI as possible. But I'm enjoying the show, right? I'm enjoying the charts. I'm enjoying watching it. I'm enjoying listening to the banter back and forth between the PDI guys and the anti-PDI guys. You know, this is good.
So while you're doing that, you know, Squirrel brought up a point about, you know, the 9-inch guys, the UK guys, you know, like, is that not DAI right there?
That certainly is.
PDI, not DAI, regular DAI, like down here. This is your stable coin DAI, different logos, people. And up here, the pulse chain DAI color, this is your PDI. So evidently, fucking 9-inch still has, you know, what, $64,000 in liquidity. Now, they just need to remove the pool. I mean, that's individual people participating. It's not, you know, 100% on 9-inch, but yet they're giving people a platform still to speculate on this. So,
well, it's kind of a double-edged sword, because if you take that away, if you take that ability away, is this truly DeFi or is it centralized?
Well, this DEX is, they can control they can control everything on this UI. I mean, whether they, you know, on this front end, they can control what pools are up and not up. It's up to the individual people. Now, I don't know if this is relaying, if this is aggregating, but but anyways,
you also have to think maybe those pools you're looking at, I mean, I don't know what exact pool you're looking at that you can actually pull the data from, but if you pull that pool, is it showing you how much is on each side? Because it may be a V3 liquidity where they've got the PDI completely amped up on the sell side and waiting for people to buy up the chart, and it's just a major sell wall where the impermanent loss, in this case, it'll be impermanent gain, because the price of PDI will be going up, but it's going to be short term.
Well, does Sami still have a huge sell wall as he's telling everybody to buy?
Yeah, I'm not looking at that. I mean, there's lots of rumors going around that we can't really spread. Like,
come on, man, Pulse. We can do blockchain analysis, and we can definitively know which wallet is Sami's and if that's his sell wall or not. That is 100% definitive. We're not speculating. We're not guesstimating. We can go on the blockchain and it'll tell us directly.
Right. So one of you wallet watchers, if you wanted to be a guest on the show to sit here and have this conversation, I would absolutely love to sit down and watch it. They can they can remove the farms. However, do you want to really be a centralized entity? Because if you start removing those, that may defeat the purpose of. I mean, personally, I think they should. I don't know.
I mean, how about they just come out and say something and speak on their own protocol's behalf and answer a lot of questions rather than letting, just potentially misinformation. Like, I might be talking out my ass. I don't know.
Exactly. Well, it's the nail in the coffin if you've already got somebody that said, hey, let's go ahead and remove the pools. Let's go ahead and remove the liquidity. And people are not. People are adding liquidity. So we know this guy's going to continuously mint. And as far as I know, nobody else has a fix for the exploit. There's not going to be a fix for the exploit. So if you come back to the days of LUSD, this was the same thing, exact same thing that happened with them. So looking at that, I'm going to pull this up right over here for people that don't
a farm is a farm. Yeah, like he's saying. Yeah. It's still DeFi. Any pool can be created. The farms are up to them. Yeah.
Yeah. So look at this number right over here, 24767862202. I have not refreshed the screen since I started the stream. So let's go ahead and just refresh it and see what happens. If that number is going up, the guy's still minting and selling off on your head. Keep that in your head, in the back of your mind. For anybody that's adding liquidity, somebody is printing free tokens and selling them. Look at 202. Refresh.
Ooh. Did that go up?
767133831. They literally, since the time I started this stream until now, they have minted a bunch of tokens, and now they're selling them off in liquidity, and they're still a couple $100,000 in liquidity. Somebody's taking the money out of Pulse Chain. You can't stop it. Why are you still buying this token? It's like LUSD. If you pulled up LUSD, holy crap. Let's see if I can even pull it up. Is this the one? Yeah, look what they printed LUSD. This is 100,000, million, billion, trillion. I lost count. After trillion. I don't even know what these numbers are. They minted this to oblivion. Let's take a look at their chart, because this is what PDI is going to end up doing. You ready? Ready for this? So their liquidity, this is, you can't count this. This is over on the other side. This is the actual real one. But the LUSD over here, you've got $378, $118. Imagine in a couple months from now that all the liquidity gets drained, and this is what your PDI looks like. I haven't even pulled the chart yet, but there's $2. All right, so we'll pull this chart, and what do we got? Dead. It's dead. Where are we? We're probably right about here. We're about to pop up before we get this drop. We'll get another pop up and then gone. Once he's able to print this into oblivion or completely, it might be actually a slow bleed out like this, because they can't print it as well. Maybe they can. Maybe they can print it the same way, because the less tokens we have in there, the less the actual price is. So if this guy just stacks up the price between here and here, and keeps doing it and sells off, gone. Right? You can't trade this token anymore. Like, I don't know how else I can explain why you should not be trading it. There's speculation. So not financial advice, but just imagine your LUS, your PDI looking like LUSD. Gone, dead. So just an FYI, that's what I've got, the information on that. LUSD is another stable coin that was forked over. Same deal, where they're able to take out a loan, and then they basically mint the price difference between the two, and they sell off the LUSD coin. So with that being said, looking at USDC, this is another one that you might want to keep an eye on right now. So LUSD currently has liquidity still put in places, 139K, 115K, 220. This one doesn't count. This is actually on the other side, with locked up with Pulse Chain. But all these ones with the X on it right over here with the Pulse X, you got 5.1 million locked up with a Tropa. $5.1 million again with a Tropa. But how much does a Tropa have? A Tropa's been bridging out. So if this was a vulnerability and they were still pumping liquidity into and having a pairs blocked with the rest of the Pulse Chain, this would be a pretty juicy target to go after if the minter is able to do minting. What if he figured this out? You still have a couple 100,000.
Hey, so another thing, since you're on the Atropa topic, the show the other day, you know, the Pulse Coin guys they're coming out with their Block Explorer, but they also have a smart contract analyzer, and we punched in for giggles the bear contract address, and holy shit, that thing is riddled with admin keys. Like I don't know why people were actually promoting it. Talk about, we want DeFi, we want DeFi and everything. Like, my God, man. Like it was crazy.
I mean, I'm gonna put in the comments. This is the new scanner tool. Scanner tool?
Scan, yeah, what is it? Scan dot midgard.
I put it in the chart.
So
So it's scan.mid GARD. Guard is not spelled that way, by the way. Guard is usually spelled GUARD. So .WTF. I laughed at them. So I was in their chat and I was like, yeah, you're
great.
Funny. Right? Ends in WTF. But that right over there is this. And this is pretty cool, man. I got to say that you can take any token and throw it in here and get the information. You could take.
So, like, again, throw the bear contract address in there and you'll see how many freaking red flags pops up, man. Like, why the fuck were people putting money in this thing? And now look, we're just getting our asses fucking handed to us.
Yeah. So if you don't know how to pull a contract, so if you're on a chart that you're looking at, by the way, while we're on bear, let me just go ahead and pull up the chart. Now I'm going to tell you. So you're looking at the chart right over here. You see that blue line on the bottom? You know what that is?
Oh, sorry. Let me get out of here.
Yeah. You want to know what this blue line is? It's 0. The blue line is 0. Look how close to 0 this is compared to what it was.
So 0 as in like I should speculate and put money in it and I might make something because it's at the bottom?
Well, I know that Atropa is able to print treasury bills, but I don't think that teddy bear is actually mintable. So when you go into teddy bear.
So he's created a big pool, teddy bear versus treasury bills. And everyone was buying in thinking like that was going to run.
Correct. So when we take a look at this, you can take the contract for teddy bear, which is wherever it went. Let's go. So you just type in bear and then you find a contract that's got the bear. And then you look on the side over here. It's going to say the liquidity pair. And then it'll say teddy bear, which is the contract address. And then the one it's paired to. So if you want to know more information about this, it'll tell you like how much teddy bear is in there. There's actually 10 trillion teddy bear, which is worth 27K. And there's WPLS, which is also worth 27K. So that equals that 50K, the 55K liquidity. So if these are uneven, if these prices are uneven, then you're in a weighted of like a V3 liquidity where you got a sell wall or a buy wall, depending on which side's on there. But if you want to pull this, you just click on the little button over here next to the contract, and then you can come into the scanner tool. You can paste it in there, and then you click Analyze Token. It does all these fancy schmancy little animations, and then after it's done, you can pull it up. So unknown function admin control, unknown risk technical, cannot analyze admin control functions without verified source code verified. Okay, unknown function technical. Yeah, this said some other stuff last time we looked at it, didn't it?
Yeah.
Unknown risk.
This is beta. This is a beta, so they could be tweaking, making parameter changes.
Risk. Yeah, we literally just looked at this the other day, but high risk function says 6, suspicious. So AI analyze. Well, that's pretty cool.
What's AI say about it?
Nothing, because it can't get any information off of it. But yeah, the beta version looks like it definitely needs some work still. Maybe if I run it a second time, it'll reanalyze.
When it was plugged in, it worked really good.
So this just came out the other day, so I'm curious to see what's going to happen with these. But I was having a lot of fun taking a look at these contracts, looking for like if they're mintable, if they got a hidden tax. It'll say right over here what their taxes are, dynamic fees if they're able to change the taxes, admin controls. It gives you a lot of good information. So definitely the place to be able to get this is scan.midgard.wtf. So pretty fun. Thank you, Pulse Coin, for creating that platform for us. We need a better scanner in Pulse Chain. So that's what we're looking at. So I wanted to talk about this USD C coin, which has got a lot of liquidity in it. And what I wanted to make sure was I was looking at this USDC coin with 087225 in my Telegram. I actually have, you can't see it on screen, but I actually have those numbers right here for you on what they used to be. So the USDC coin was 28477675087225. So this has not done any minting. So if you're good with bots, it would be a good idea to try to take this number and throw it in a Telegram. And then if this thing starts to mint, this is the next target. There's a couple $100,000 in liquidity that I can pull up right away. So the P copies are something to kind of stay away from for a while, in my opinion. Even WBTC might be a little scary, even though it's got some bullish narratives right over here with popping up. You're looking at this level right over here where it's going to pop, and then it could continue to drop down, or you can rise up. We've only got 2 hits right here, so we need 4 to break this. So it'd have to come up here, it would have to come back down, and then it would have to break out. So you'd be looking at having to have a lower high in order to make that work. So you'd be looking at something like this. It would definitely get rejected there, come back down, and then break out from there if that was going to be bullish. So you're looking for a higher low right here. So wherever this current level is, it should be right at the top of here. And then we can see what happens. It can continue to go down from here, but this would now be, instead of resistance, it would be now support. If that was a 4th hit, you got 1, 2, 3, 4 times a hit, and then it can literally just drag all the way down here. So WBTC, still at risk as far as being able to mint. So Bitcoin is not a native token on the Ethereum chain. Bitcoin is a wrapped version of Bitcoin that does the same thing as a stable coin, except for the mechanism will buy and burn to keep the price the same as Bitcoin. So when it got forked over to Pulse Chain, it started out with a zero balance. People locked up liquidity with it, and now it's physically tradable. So again, the same function with the stable coins is not here. There is nothing buying and burning this token. So anybody says that this thing's going to peg to Bitcoin price is inaccurate unless you can tell me that there's some sort of a mechanism turned on to be able to do the buying and burning and have the liquidity behind it, because it does not have the liquidity behind it. There's only 192K worth of liquidity sitting in the WPLS WBTC pair. So caution for any of the Pulse.
Yeah. Hey, do you want to take a drink of water real quick? You motorboating okay or what?
I'm fine, man. I got my Dunkin' Donuts coffee right here, and we're just
you're GG. All right,
we're just piping it down, man. But you're still looking at these tokens. There's only 154,000 wrapped Bitcoin tokens. That's it. If this starts minting, then that's when we'll have a problem. But so far, if you're going to speculate on this, you can. But I think the Pulse Chain copies narrative is done for now. Wouldn't you think so?
Catching me off guard, man. As far as which narrative, the P copy narrative in general, or what?
Correct. So the ones that had no value got copied over from Pulse Chain, and Richard Hart is saying, come over to Pulse Chain and play with the copies.
We gotta switch guns. We gotta switch narratives, right? So that's why pump.tires, people. Pump.tires. If pump.fun worked for Solana, Well, it's marketing. Pump.tires, here we go. Let's use that to draw the masses over. It's safer, cleaner. It just it's more friendlier pump type of
I will definitely let you guys degen on this stuff. Look, this guy just decided to launch how many of these tokens at the same time?
Yeah.
I mean, come on, man. It's just a game of cat and mouse for launching these things. And this is not my cup of tea. So I wish you guys good luck on Pump.tires. But this is a degen thing for me. So I'll stick to the cores myself. So after WBTC, we got to talk about the good old PTGC. How about that? So I said that this was the trade zone right over here. You got this last line of defense before it actually is a bearish, a very, very bearish chart where it's going to stay bearish for a long time. So this is your rejection zone, and we are in the buy zone right now. That's going to be between here and the last low, which you see right here. So all this right over here is the accumulation buy zone, which I've had on the chart for a very long time. So if you were to go to Google, if anybody wanted to do this, you can go to Google and you just type in Elliott wave, and then you click on images. First thing you're going to see is this chart right over here. These are exactly what you're looking at. So when you pull this up, you're going to see the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the ABC correction to the downside. So this is your impulse wave. This is your correction wave. That's the same thing we're looking at with PTGC. So you have your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm only saying this because you can see this. You can physically see this on the chart. So you got the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right here, and then you got the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is actually a 1, 2, 3, a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is done. So now this should continue going on a bigger run. So this is one big wave up. This is one big wave down on the bigger structure. So if you were looking at this as if Bitcoin was starting, your next plan of action is going to be somewhere up here, because this is going to be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this from the bottom to here should hit the 1618. So if you just take it from here to here, this is the lowest top of your next run. So this is very good that we got this pullback, because this is great confirmation. Now everybody's eyeballs are on this. And I hope nobody's looking at this as being a negative thing, because if you didn't get an opportunity to get into PTGC, now's a perfect time to take a look and see where the levels are at. It's already starting to pull bullish. We've got a trend line coming down right over here, which is going to be a 1, a 2, a 3, 4 time as a break. So it's going to pop up here, and then it's going to get a retest. And then you're going to start to push these levels. We don't know the projection yet on how far it is, because we don't have a higher low. We don't have this higher low to say that how far it's actually going to progress. One, it's going to break back through this resistance. We already hit it once, right? You come through here, you hit it once. If you hit this twice, that's going to be pretty tough, but you could pop through a second time. But normally you'd pop through this on the third time, which is this resistance line. So far, so good. Looks like we're rejecting. It's a tax token, so I don't think this one's going to be as difficult to buy and sell. I think it's going to be something that people are going to hold on to. And I hope they fixed their website. I mentioned this to them the other day. If you go to this website right over here, they didn't fix it yet. So the Grays currency, but they have pulse chained that, the Grays currency. But if you decide you wanted to stake it from here, you can just go in here and you can physically do your staking stuff. So I'm going to move on to Bitcoin, because I've been
my understanding about this question here. What about the PTGC liquidity with PDI? Is that an issue going forward?
There's
My
still
understanding is like it's low enough to where it overall shouldn't be a huge factor. But what's your take on it?
yeah, it's kind of a catch-22.
So obviously it's burned, so it's permanent. They removed, I think they on the UFO side, they pulled that pool down responsibly. Unlike the 9-inch, they still have that pool still reflecting P dye.
Let's check it out. So in order to figure that out, you would paste in the P dye, and that would show you liquidity that's happening. P dye versus the regular dye, there's 45K worth of liquidity, but you just put a space in here and put in PTGC, and then that will tell you how much liquidity they've currently got locked up with it. So PTGC and the P dye, they've currently got still 110K worth of liquidity on that. Now you also
compared
have
to $1 million. It was like overall it was like $1 million before.
yeah, this might be locked liquidity, so it might not be able to get around it without it slowly draining out.
Like I said, I don't think it's that bad. Yeah.
Well, they're going to be the last to be hit because they've got a 5% sales tax. Right.
Correct. So that's some speculation is that the tax tokens might be a savior because there's this, whoever's going to try to liquidate it, they're going to have a tax and additional loss as well, but they may not give a shit because it's free anyways, right?
Right. If there's only one minter, how long is he going to continue to mint? And from PTGZ's point of view, it's not really bullish for me to say this, but they're earning fees and rewards off of people trading that pair. So, impermanent loss on one side, yes, if you're one of the holders that hold it, because I assume that some of these people, they're holding the liquidity, which they can exit that liquidity if they want, but maybe they're going to be making yield off of it. Maybe they're making good yield because it's 5%, and the price is down so far on that token. So, Godspeed that they rip the Band-Aid off and it continues to drop as quick as possible. But yeah, there's still 200 plus K worth of liquidity.
So then where does that come into, going back to the chart, you just evaluated the chart. Well, this is, an anomaly in the grand scheme of things. If this guy switches his guns and then decides to start draining whatever is drainable, that's not burnt,
well, the floor is set in this area right over here. This is the floor. Yeah. So if we start trading below this, then it's going to be a long, drawn out process where you're going to have to do a scooping thing for months. So, but there's only 200K worth of liquidity, and if you compare that PDI liquidity compared to the liquidity that they currently hold,
dude, I learned something new today. That's a cool trick with Dex Screener. Put in the contract and then type the ticker after. That's good stuff.
Yeah. So right now, locked up with WPLS right now, they have 970K. So that's outweighing that PDI right there. There's 519K with PLSX. So you already got $1.5 million right there. That's currently going to still hold this afloat. It's not like PDI is one of their highest liquidity pairs. So they're 375 on Hex. They're 90K on Ink. So they've spread out their wings, and all of these have taxes on them. So if they're going to go into Ink and out of Ink, they're going to be hit with those taxes on that stuff. So I mean, they got the only way that they can go out is directly through PTGC, which is what's going to get them a tax. So imagine selling off the PTGC from PDI to PTGC, that you're going to be hit with a tax, and then you have to exit from PTGC to another token like WPLS as your exit liquidity.
So that's 10% now.
Hit. Yeah. Right. So is it?
But still, you're doing it for free though. He's doing it for free. It's not really a loss to this guy, right? I mean, it's 10% less effort being rewarded to this asshole, but.
Yes, but the volume of that PDI is currently going down, which means that the lower the price is, the harder it's going to be for him to be able to extract, because he has to have more and more and more tokens in order to extract. You know what I'm saying? He can't extract a couple dollars at a time now. He was able to extract thousands and thousands of dollars when the price was up here.
Right.
hundreds of thousands. But how much do you think he's able to extract when the price is
So
down
you're working
here?
harder. Yeah, you're definitely working harder, or your
Right,
smart
so when his-
contracts working harder.
When he's taking his loans out and he's only able to get a few tokens, a few 100,000 tokens. So if you were to look at this die chart right over here on Deck Screener, we just
But it's
pop
not
the
like
die
this guy is
chart
like
in.
working hard. Like he's got a smart contract. He's blocked everybody else out, and it's just running in the background like it's script. Like it's fuck.
So if he's able to pull 100,000 tokens, he's still extracting $200 worth of liquidity right now as we sit. But again, imagine when this thing physically pops up to here and then drops another 90%. He's only going to be getting, $18. So that means he's going to have to stack it before he can sell, especially if it's through PTGC. So the lower this price goes, the harder it's going to be for the guy to extract, and it's going to be non-impactful in the near future.
So it'll just be long and drawn out. So he'll just let it accumulate till it's something substantial, and then just bring a big red dildo candle. I mean, that either way, it's gonna it just sucks.
Well, this Vietnamese guy, I guess there were some secret messages going back and forth, and I have to ask the question: was this illegal?
Because they allowed the script to, fucking maker, man. Like,
was it illegal? I mean, they can't legally go after this guy, can they? For extracting the value for years on a glitch in the I don't know.
Yeah.
So is the money just gone? And Vietnam is now got a new status because they got millions of dollars.
Yeah.
I
heard he got doxxed. I heard a lot of people know who he is, where he lives, the whole 9 yards. Yeah,
that's pretty dangerous. But I mean, we can see that this thing has a potential of raising another 100%. But after that, I think people are waiting to get out, and there's a lot of people that are holding this token, waiting to sell off. They're listening to people like, and it's going to come up here. And Matty Allen, for the people that don't know, Matty Allen, I guess, is going to be launching, or somebody's launching I would call it a parody of this, because I thought it was going to be a complete fork of this token, and I don't quite understand what they're doing, but there's a lot of noise with him actually creating a token and giving everybody, except for the exploiters, an airdrop of the tokens that they had.
Right.
So... But let's move on from that. And WBTC, PTGC, we've gone through those. Now we're going to come into the big boys, Bitcoin. This was a chart that I had shared the last week. I'm going to share it to you again in the chat. For anybody that has this chart, this link that I'm giving you right now, this is a special chart that you can actually look at. You can grab this little thing and you can bring this up, and then you can see 3 more charts. So you can't find this anywhere else. This is a one-of-a-kind chart. And I'm just going to put this in the chitty chat over here so you guys will have it. The Bitcoin. So this is my chart. You can follow if you want. This is going to be TradingView chart. I think everybody saw that and all the different things, right? So what it's basically giving you is the descending wedge, which is bullish. Again, it's going to go into a channel. And if you zoom out a little bit, you can see that you got 1, 2, 3, 4 times a break. You got a retest. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different reasons on why it's going this direction. This E doesn't always need to come down to this level right here. So I'm thinking because of you got your support, this should be another support, and it just happens to be the same line as you see right here. If you zoom out, you got a 1, 2, 3, 4 time as a break. And now you finally just came down to retest that level. So all of these different things tell me it should come back down to here and close it out right here, just like I thought it was going to do right here. So if this comes down, and this is going to be on April 19th. So if you move your mouse over, you'll see at the bottom of the screen right over here, it's going to show you the date. So 8/19 is going to be 73.54, 73.60. It's not going to be exact. Don't use this as the chart, but you are right now in the buy zone. This is the accumulation zone. All this right over here, because you got this last low right over here, and you got this last high, and this is all your accumulation zone. So you're currently in the buy zone, in my opinion. This is my buy zone, not anybody else's. If you decide to trade this, it's all on you. But Bitcoin does look like it's currently short-term bearish for the next month, and then we'll finally get that breakout and see where we go from there. Some people say it's going to go down to 69 and 64 and all this other stuff, but it doesn't make sense because you have this trend line right over here, which is super, 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 super bullish, super, super support. But if you did decide you wanted to break that level, you're going to come down to these levels over here, which is the 61K, which is where people are thinking. I don't think the people that are calling this level are actually zooming out far enough to look at these. So that's why I don't think it's going to get down to this area. Just like Bitcoin when it was trading at 12K, I thought personally it was going to go down to 9.8K, but it didn't. So if anybody pulls up that chart, you'll be able to see exactly what my chart is. So save it as my alpha for the day. We also want to take a look at what's happening with XRP. It was said they won the case, right? Why are we not pumping? I have no idea why it's not pumping. Let's go ahead and get the bigger chart and see what we got. XRP is still sitting in a very, very ugly position. So you should be right here, right now. This is where you should be. So if we get a pop-up, we can follow the same design right here before we actually get another run to the upside, which is the $9, $13 mark. That's what I'm looking at here for April, end of April. I think we're going to be bullish. And then, of course, we have SUI. And I'm pretty scared for SUI because this is your top level right over here. We do not want to trade below this level right here, and we are stuck right at that point. I thought we were bullish right here. I thought we were going to continue to the upside, but if you look at it on a daily chart, SUI just dropped like a rock. So fake out. So if this starts trading below here, I'm not going to be too confident with my SUI bags anymore. But if you have to close at least a daily out here at the below $2. If you start trading below $2, you're in danger. But as far as right now goes, you got a higher low, so you're still bullish until you're bearish. And what do you take that phrase? You're bullish until you're bearish.
So what, if anybody has something that they want looked at, like Disclosure Crypto popped in Map MS, you need to provide us with the contract address because we're not going to chase our tails looking at the wrong thing and this and that. So if you got something, be specific, copy and paste the contract address so we can find it right away and we're not trying to search things live as this is happening. Thank you, everybody.
Yes, King Pooey approves. So there's a few other things I wanted to discuss. One of them is Internet Money Wallet. If anybody knows what Internet Money Wallet is, I just wanted to discuss Rabby Wallet, for example. A lot of people on Pulse Chain were moving away from PulseX. Not PulseX. They were moving away from MetaMask. And they were using Rabby Wallet because it functions better. But Rabby has discontinued service with Pulse Chain ecosystem right now. For what reason? I hear there's a bunch of people asking questions, but Rabby is not responding to anything from the Pulse Chain community. So I have heard the other day Internet Money Wallet pop up, and I've spoke to these guys for a long time. They're a really good group. KG is the founder, but the one thing that I didn't know was they have an on-ramp from Cash directly into Pulse Chain. And this is something I'm going to do more research on. I'm going to cover. I'm going to try to put something together so you guys will be able to see. Because I really, really want to play with Internet Money Wallet if it is a direct access from cash to crypto. Whether you got to do KYC, whether you got to do all this other stuff, I don't know. I do know that they've got a couple of tokens, the Internet Money token, and they've also got the time token. So the time token was something I wanted to pull up really quick because it is something that I've been holding for a very long time. And there's 24K worth of liquidity, so it's not super thick, and it is breaking out and is retesting currently right now, but it's just been trading sideways. The cool thing about this is they use the trade fees from trading back and forth, and then they take the fees from that, and they use that. There's not a tax token, but they use that to be able to give you PLS. So again, at the prices we're currently looking at right now, they have the ability to buy these tokens, and you can send these tokens to your friends that you want to onboard into Pulse Chain. And as long as they hold these and they use the Internet Money Wallet, they can claim free Pulse Chain gas just for holding the time token. So I'm going to get back into this a little bit more. I'm going to talk to KG. I'm going to get a little bit more information from him as far as the onboarding is concerned, because I really, really like that idea. We need places to onboard from. So Internet Money Wallet is currently on my list. And you can find them right over here at the Chrome Web Store. And then they work the same way as MetaMask. So good deal with them. I wanted to give a shout out to a guy that did a lot of stuff here too, Thor. He's done a lot of stuff with these 3D animations. As you know, I do a lot of augmented reality stuff, and this stuff that you see in augmented reality is something that I really take pride in, but nobody's really using. So, for example, if you go to kingofmemes.kingpui.com, this is where you can play music and see all the memes. But if you go all the way down to the bottom and you're on your phone or tablet, I've put these little 3D things in here for you. So if you're on your phone or your tablet and you go to kingofmemes.kingpui.com, there's going to be a little white button at the bottom over here. If you click that white button, this thing will come to life. It'll turn your camera on and you can place it down. So these are the things I want to be able to incorporate into the system. So if we can have fun stuff to do and help promote people's projects, if you have a project you want me to promote or create a thing for, a 3D thing for, just hit me up, KRJcrypto. You can find all of my information at krjcrypto.com. So we covered the Internet Money Wallet. I wanted to go over the last couple of things, which is the MOST token. If you don't know what MOST is, this is the token that they say Richard Hart launched on Pump.Tires. And when the PDI problem was happening, he actually sold PDI to buy his own token MOST. So he is supporting his own token. If this is a token, I assume. I'm not sure he actually came out and admitted it, but this is pretty cool that he's got MOST. And then you also got the one that's Pump.Tires token. He was putting money in this one as well. So,
hey, on the Internet Money thing, one question Believe in Yourself was asking: is this U.S. only on ramp? If you don't know the answer, I would direct you to the Internet Money Telegram group, and they are very responsive in there in answering questions. We're big fans of OX Coast as well. Different, not a wallet per se, but for on-ramp and off-ramp. As far as on and off-ramp from your bank, into crypto, OX coast is a solid, great way to go. They're dealing with they use Old Glory Bank, which is a very crypto friendly financial institution here in America. So for on and off ramp, yes. Now, does Internet Money have a credit card on ramp into Internet Money? I don't know. Again, I'd
Yes.
go to.
Again, what I'm told, as much as I've learned, because I haven't tested it out, you can't do bank accounts yet, but you can do credit cards, debit cards, and other sources of things. It would be kind of cool if you can do PayPal, but I'm not sure about that. So, like I said, I'm going to get some more information and I will bring it to your attention, because I really think that the more stuff we bring as far as on ramps and information to you guys, the more useful it's going to be to the whole chain. We need ways to be able to get onto the chain. A lot of money's gone off the chain through the bridge. So that's the Internet Money thing, and everything is here. I haven't looked at this in quite a while, but they got the time token, the trade app, all that fun stuff. Buy and burns. It's the same song and dance. So there's actually one more thing I wanted to pop up. Don't take this as financial advice. This is purely a degen play, but I was actually looking at this thing called Emit that just popped up, where you can do yield farming. I haven't done all my research on it. I'm kind of looking through it. I'm kind of playing with it here and there to test it out. I'm trying to vet the founders. I'm going through the contracts. So right now, this is they just launched today the farms, and they're getting some pretty decent yields on here as well. So when you go into the actual farms, you'll see that you have pretty high percentages, 765% if you hold Emit and Ink token, and then you also have a single-sided staking. So if you just buy the EMIT token, which again, I'll bring it up here.
So yes, the founder was on Corey's show. What is that?
Yeah.
Making Money, whatever. So he popped up the other day on Corey's show. So yeah, this definitely sounds above board, legit. They've launched another project on Paul's chain. I don't know what it is, but they seem to have be pretty solid and reputable.
Yeah, I think this would be a good one to bring on the shit show to have a conversation and talk to about his project. But it just launched today, and we all know that we get a pump. But the one thing that's really interesting is this single-sided staking thing right here. They have 17K worth of total value locked, and it's paying out. I mean, I got into it. I'm playing with it, so it looks like a good project. I was just on the chat talking with the founder that created it. I was asking him a lot of technical questions, like what did he build the site out of, and what are the plans and what we're doing. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to try to work a little bit closer with this guy, maybe do some advertising, help him out, and get a little bit more into this. And I really actually like this staking platform. Wouldn't it be cool for King Pui to have its own staking platform like this? Vets, what do you think about that?
Yeah, no, it's cool. Vets, King Pui and Queen Pui have utility for the Hocus Pocus farms. If you type in DAT farms, DAT farm on Hocus Pocus, and you stake your king, queen with Nope token, that will yield you the DAT reward.
So Dat is from back from the day. Homie, don't play that. Like, bam! I don't think so. Homie, don't play that.
We're gonna
But yeah,
have
it's
to get
good.
some of those clips ready, huh?
Yeah. Right,
All
exactly.
right. So
Yeah,
so Hocus
classic, living
Pocus.
color. Oh, there you
Yeah,
go.
Hocus should be something I'll put on my list right over here of things to address here since you got that stakes. Here, King Pui is what we're looking at.
Yeah, once you get to Dat Farm,
Is that this one?
yeah, that's one of them. That's one of them in there. In the search, can you type in DAT, D-A-T? Or Homie Farm, or Homie. So that's the other one right there, the DAT and PLS. You know what? It's Homie. Put in Homie.
That HOMEY. EY. Yeah. So this is the farm. How do I get into this? Take a look at it. Invest.
Yeah. Fuck. Yeah, my bad. Here, there. SMO pulled it up. Can you go, thank you, Spider, as always.
She was on the fly, man.
So Homey Farms, HOMEY Farms, or just click on the link if you open up a YouTube, or whatever, or retype it. app.hocuspocus.finance/farms/homey farms, HOMEY farms. Oh, clear your search thing out there. Your filtering, I think that's why it's only pulling up one. There you go. That's the ticket. So yeah, so you got King up here, and then if you go all the way to the bottom, you'll see Queen bottom left, and then you got the Vets token right there. So this is kind of beautiful hidden secret. What's the APR on that?
217%. No way.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So it's been a great little hidden secret.
Oh, how do I get my teddy bear on here? Wait a minute now.
Well, you're not. So this is specifically for those people that are paid Patreon members in the No Permissions group. So this is an exclusive founders farm of those of us founders. That's how many founders are actually in No Permissions. There's a lot. And this is kind of like our farm, our projects.
So how do we get to that? Patreon?
And then type in No Permissions.
/no permissions.
Yes. It's the best value, great content. We have Zoom calls twice a week. You're mixing it with a lot of different founders. Randy Hilarski's group there. Yeah, it's just
cool, man.
Yeah.
Well, those are
so the game with that is, you earn your DAT, just like Smo is saying. You earn the DAT reward, and then you put it back into the WPLS DAT farm to compound that and continue earning additional DAT rewards. Now, who's in our group? Mr. Fast Abdul himself is in our group. So the two tokens, and I'm going to let a little secret out of the bag here for all 93 that are listening, is you want to acquire the print token and DAT, DAT. So Fast Abdul has plans for all that good stuff. So just don't go fading all that ink printer stuff. There's future. He's doing more and building more and adding more utility and turbocharging this stuff. Like, he's not done. He wants everyone to succeed and to have great returns. So just don't be so quick to, sell it just because it's, if you're selling at the low anyways, you're silly. But anyways.
Yeah, that's really cool, man. I think that there's a lot of cool stuff that's happening here behind the scenes. There's so much stuff on Pulse Chain that that the builders are currently here. The builders have already put the tech in, so there's no reason to not be here playing around. We've had a black eye lately, right? With getting beat up on this on LUSD and then PDI and we may see some more stuff in the near future. But I can tell you right now, we should have learned our lesson. If we haven't, then we're just going to be in the same narrative again. So everything that we've done should have been lessons learned with everything that's happening. Atropa, Teddy Bear.
And it has with us as well, like King didn't launch out great, but we've adjusted, we've pivoted, we've corrected errors, and we've moved on, So others that still want to be little bitches and call things out that is in the past, I ask you, like, what have you done lately for your community besides Vampire Attack and sell on a 2X and snipe every new project that comes up and just sucking the life out of everything? So just do better as a human being than talking shit behind a fake picture all the time. Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot to be said about the whole ecosystem when you're talking about Pulse Chain, because if you look at everything as a whole with the liquidity drainer that was dragging everything down within the past 24 hours, we should be seeing some core tickers start to pop back up. That's what we're really looking for. Where are the core tickers? PTGC. 24 hours, 179%. What's I say? 1.79 or 179? 1.79. So we haven't got to that double digit yet, but I think in the next week, I think we're going to end up getting double digits on everything. So I think the bubbles are going to be in our favor because we've been dragged down so far that we're going to be showing up on that list pretty soon. So everybody's currently crying about it now, but again, if you sit on your hands and just put the charts down, walk away, stop listening to all the noise. Twitter, TikTok, these are some really good places to try to fudge you out of your positions. And what happens if you sell all your tokens at the bottom of this market and then you decide to go to another chain? You stick your money in that you've already got a loss on instead of sitting on your tokens. You don't lose unless you sell a loss. You know what I'm saying? If you have conviction in something and you think it's going to continue to go up, why would you sell at a loss? You're better off to DCA to try to get back out of that position in profit.
Yeah, lower your entry point. Yeah.
So imagine you actually taking your tokens off chain and selling at a huge loss, 50%, 90%, and then this becomes the best performing chain in the next market. Because again, look, let me just give you an example of what happened with Solana. You got a beautiful soul. And we'll put this on 3-day. I mean, look what happened with Solana. We were sitting down here at $12, $9, $10. And then from there, look at this massive run up that we had. So got a little bit more to play with. Let's get rid of this. So, I mean, we were up here at the $200 range, and then we went all the way down to $12. It's no different than what happened on Pulse Chain. So if you want to compare what's happening on Pulse Chain versus what's happening on Solana, you could probably look at this as being a very, very similar situation. So when we start to pop, you could technically see something like this happening. Let me share my screen so you can actually see what I'm looking at. Huh? So this is the thing I'm talking about. Like Solana was up here at the $200 range when it ran up, and so was AVAX, and so was Polygon. So they were all kind of up here together. And then all of a sudden, Solana just got a massive pull down because it had a problem. It had a big problem. So after it got pulled down, she was dropping all the way. Think of this as being a Luna or a the Minter, basically, and everybody's selling off. And now we're trading sideways, and we get one more pull down after the Minter is done. If we're not turned around right now, we don't have a higher low, but this is currently a higher low, and this took a couple months to physically do that. But look at this run up that we had, because this got dragged down so far so fast. This thing got dragged down so far so fast. That was a 67% drop. And this is a 3-day, 3, 6, 9. So this is 1 week, maybe about a week and a half worth of falling. But that was a huge jump from being at $30 all the way down to $11.
Hey, real quick, Disclosure Crypto, man. If you're back and you're listening, if you want a specific token looked up, provide the contract address. We're not going to go searching around everywhere for some name that you pop in here. Be specific, learn how to copy and paste the contract address, and then perhaps we'll take a quick look at it.
It's not a token, he says. It's a software on liquidity that gives maximum returns. You got a website? I don't know what MapMs is. Is that the website? MapMs?
Yeah, like type in the URL, just don't put the whole URL, put a space after, before .com or .io, and we'll try and pull it up. But I saw you doing this the other day on Vibra's channel, man, and it took them like 10 minutes, and you're like, no, it's not that one, it's this one. Like, provide the URL, provide information for us to pull it up live on stream, not just throw names out there, please.
My care, yeah. See, that's what I'm talking about. This is it right here. My Care Labs looks like you're going to go to the dentist or something. Come on, man.
Yeah, don't waste your time, dude. Like, he did this to Vibra. Vibra was like searching all over the place, man. Like, yeah. Hey, now this guy, this Pulse Ray Vision person, has a contract address. You tuned in. You might have to catch the replay, gang, but we did cover the Dark token, DARK.
This is what happens when you're late to the game, buddy. This is what happens when you're late to the game. So you want to come in and show me how it works? Dark is actually right here.
You asking you
this one ain't dark.
Hey.
No, this one ain't dark. This one is the opposite of dark. It is dark actually, but PDI is not the same as dark. But it is evil, right? So you're talking about this one right here with your 1.1K worth of liquidity. Is this the one you want to see there, buddy? You haven't popped out yet. You need to start injecting some capital, and then we can start seeing it fly, because we're still on a downtrend. We're still bearish until we're bullish in this one. Don't steal my phrase. We're bearish until we're bullish. So right now, as soon as you break out, and I thought you had a breakout right here, but that faked out and dropped down. This was your chart right here. You were looking good at a 1, 2, 3, 4 times a break, and then you faked out, messing with me here, messing with my charts. But that could have been part of the shakeout, right? With all the stuff that's happening. So now you got a 1, 2, 3. So if you can come back up and pop out, I'd like to see this thing up in the $200 range. I would like to see it up here. Put it against Pulse. This is Pulse. WPLS, man. Oh, you want me to see, like, You want to see what it's trading like as far as the price against Pulse? It's sideways, flat. It's flat, man. Ain't doing nothing.
Now that's another one. No slippage on oxbistro.io. So another great protocol by Triplet Dad, a good, great community member here in the Pulse Chain community, trusted founder, ran pools for the sacrifices. I think he ran through like $28 million, trusted community member. So for your all of your needs, what is that when you do peer-to-peer? God damn, I forgot the name. OTC. So oxbistro.io is great for OTCs. You're not paying, you're saving some money there, and you don't have any slippage. That's the deal.
Yeah, interesting. Are you getting it at a discount, or are you paying a premium for it because you're not getting the slippage and you're not doing?
No, just go. You just go to the website, and you can nibble away at it. So let's say there's here it's right there on the screen, oxbistro.io.
0x or OX?
0x. Drop the 0 and get with the hero. Yeah, the sellers set the price on there. So like Pulse Ray can set dark at $10.50. And then he could put 100 dark on there at $10.50 for each one. But you don't have to buy all 100 of them. You can just nibble away and buy as many as you want for X price.
I mean, he only put 2 dark on here, cheap.
It fluctuates back and forth. They
got
fall
multiple.
off. You set expiration dates, all that good stuff.
So it's basically a pull you can pull out of at that particular locked price.
Yeah.
Can we sell them it too? Come on, man. Let's sell them it. Offer token. So I guess you can offer up your tokens at any price. Anybody can do that?
Yeah, you just input your contract address. Yeah, it's DeFi, man. There's no gatekeeping. You just go on. You can put Teddy Bear up there, actually, and then tax tokens are a great idea. I know it's funny I'm saying that. I haven't listed I haven't listed Queen yet, but it's on my list of many things to do in life. But people would save on the tax. So instead of paying the 6% sales tax, they could go here, buy Queen Pui, just hold Queen Pui in their wallet, and they would earn PLS rewards just for holding the Queen, all without paying the 6% tax.
Huh.
And speaking of that, all the tokenomics go back into the contract and the protocol itself. There is no marketing. There is no developer wallet. There is no have no expectations wallet BS or anything like that. Everything from the Queen that's generated from fees gets reinvested right back into the contract itself, supporting the wrapped Pulse Queen, supporting King Pui as well. So another, that goes into 1% goes into the LP of King token as well. So if you go to queenpui.com and you read over the white paper, that'll give you an idea of 3 different ways to earn PLS by liquidity providing and by holding. So maybe a good onboarding ramp tool for noobs, because what do noobs always do? They always blow all their PLS, and then they're crying or asking mom to borrow more PLS because they hit max and now they don't have any they didn't save any gas, right? So yeah, there you go.
Yeah. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I think we should probably wrap it up. I think we should be good. What do you think? Unless you got something else you want me to pop up really quick.
No, man, you're great. Great job. We've been going long enough. Yeah, even Pulse Ray's like, I'd love to see some Queen 2 on here. Yeah, me too. I'm gonna get to it. So I got a daddy-daughter dance this evening. So
congratulations.
Yeah. So looking forward to that, and bada bing, bada boom. So. All right, let me get back to the desktop. I'm on the mobile here. Let me get to the desktop. Oh, you know what? No, I can hit media assets. I'm logged in through Safari into StreamYard. So, all right. Any final words? You want to say goodbye to the world?
Goodbye, friends. Hoorah.
Hoorah. Come on, work. Tapping the button, man. Well,
you're doing great, man. You're doing great.
Yeah. So here.
Push it. We're taking it higher. Solid X is burning. This token's fast. Solid's the crazy, inks ablaze. The fire is cast. Solid X crashing. The future's so bright. Launch to the stratosphere. We ignite tonight. The game be alive. Blockchain gamblers ready to thrive. Solid X crash game. The blockchain's on fire. Push it. We're taking it higher. Solid X is burning. This token's fast. Solid's the craze. Inks ablaze. The fire is cast. Solid X crashing. The future's so bright. Launch to the stratosphere. We ignite tonight. The game be alive. Blockchain gamblers ready to thrive. Solid X crash game. The blockchain's on fire. Push it.
Yeah. John Freedom, fingers flying, digits on the rise. Crypto kings and queens, eyes on the prize. Bitcoin bullish, Ethereum about to soar. Saturday shit show coming at your door. Off-chain magic, staking dreams tonight. Solana speaks ahead, future looking bright. XRP wildin', shaking up the block. KRJcrypto, rocking round the clock. Off-chain magic, staking dreams tonight. Solana speaks ahead, future looking bright. XRP wildin', shaking up the block. KRJcrypto, rocking round the clock. Saturday wristband, crypto on display. Alpha TA, dropping tech, wizards say. Charts don't lie, they spell our fate. In the digital realm, we gon' navigate. Base protocols, notice in alignment. Decentralized might, tech refined, no confinement. Eat the gas, burning fast, transaction stack. Crypto warriors keep pushing back. Out of the line, through the sell-off storm. When doubt looms large, faith reborn. Geek and truth, our rhythm tight. Verses keep flowing through crypto night. Saturday wristband, crypto on display. Alpha TA, dropping tech, wizards say. Charts don't lie, they spell our fate. In the digital realm, we gon' navigate.